This ministry content is brought to you by the partners of LeFoy Ministries.
You will never outgrow warfare. You must simply learn to fight. I don't like this phrase at all, but I've learned through the years that it's 100% true. In fact, I want to remind you that you have an enemy named Satan who has one plan for your life: kill, steal, and destroy. And your job is to outlast the enemy. Don't quit. Hey, I'm LeFoy, your cheerleader of dreams. I want to give you a little pep talk today about your potential. I want you to know that nothing that has been spoken over you has to define you or keep you from God's calling on your life. No matter how many delays you've experienced, making you think your dream will never happen, don't quit. Don't give up. Fight for your dream. I want to give you the secret to staying motivated. Are you ready? Okay, let me start out with a true story. This is from Coach Dale Brown of the LSU basketball team. He was speaking to a group of soldiers at a military base in California. Well, when he finished, this young man came up to him who was like 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and he said, "Coach Brown, I want to try out for our basketball team, but I can't dunk the basketball." He said, "I can barely jump, and when I run up and down the court, my legs get so tired I can only play a few minutes." Coach Brown asked him, he said, "How long have you been in the military?" He said, "I'm not in the military, my father is." He said, "I'm 13 years old." He wore a size 17 shoe. So Coach Brown took him under his wing and he said, "When I get back to LSU, I'm going to send you my training program. It's going to help strengthen your legs and increase your endurance." 3 months later, he got a letter from the young man saying, "I've done everything you told me to do. I've spent hours in the gym, in the weight room, working out, but my basketball coach just cut me from the team. He told me I'm too big, too slow, too clumsy. I'll never be able to play basketball." So Coach Brown wrote back to him saying, "Keep working out. Keep being your best. Keep asking God to help you." Now let me just say that it's time to quit dwelling on what your ex-spouse said, your former boss said, your mean old friend said. Don't let anyone's opinion, comments, or negative words stop you from doing what God has put in your heart to do. Just want to throw that in there. So this kid had to decide. Am I going to allow someone else's words spoken over me determine my destiny? Or am I going to change the dialogue and start believing in myself and my dreams, no matter what others have said? So he decided to believe in himself and just go for his dreams. That young man, Shaquille ONeal, ended up becoming one of the greatest basketball players that's ever played. And apparently he just bought a house in my city, and I'm hoping to run into him. But let me just ask you, what would have happened if he had believed the negative words spoken over him? What would have happened if he'd let the rejection stop him from ever trying again? We wouldn't be telling his story today. What he went through is part of his story to encourage you. You know, I remember hearing a phrase years ago that I've never forgotten. It's this: you will never outgrow warfare. You must simply learn to fight. I don't like this phrase at all, but I've learned through the years that it's 100% true. In fact, I want to remind you that you have an enemy named Satan who has one plan for your life: kill, steal, and destroy. And your job is to outlast the enemy. Don't quit. Here's why. The enemy always attacks those next in line for a promotion. Did you hear me? The enemy always attacks those next in line for a promotion. Every time I've had major obstacles come against me, whether it was a lawsuit against my husband's company, or skin cancer I had to battle with, or losing a baby, or offices flooding, it's always been right before my life went to a whole new level. I can't believe I'm going to show you this photo, but when I was 14 years old, I went to the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. I had the most disgusting little haircut. Looked like a little dude or something. But that's not my point. We got to watch the track and field events and see one of the legends, Carl Lewis, run around the track. Now listen to this true story. When Carl Lewis was training for the Olympic Games, the experts said no person can jump over 30 feet. The scientists had run their calculations, run the research. According to their data, nobody would be able to jump that far. So a reporter asked Carl Lewis what he thought about it. Carl said, "Yeah, I know what the experts say. They say it can't be done, but I don't listen to that kind of talk." He said, "I know thoughts like that have a way of slipping down to my feet." He went on that year to jump over 30 feet and break the world record, here's my gold medal, and become an Olympic gold medalist. What am I saying? Successful people don't listen to the negative people around them saying you can't do it, you can't have it, you can't be it. They understand that every dream requires a fight, and you got to stay focused on what God put in your heart to do. You have to become your own cheerleader. In fact, before I finish, I want you to have this checklist. It's free, but it's taken straight from my new book, The Alone Advantage. I got this from my dad, who was in ministry for 55 years, and it's called 7 Signs That You Have a Dream from God. Now, one of them just happens to be that not everyone is as enthusiastic about your dream as you are. That's a sign. Use this as a checklist, as motivation to stay focused. So just click the link in the description and get that free checklist taken straight from my book today. Now think about stories of people like Simon Cowell. He signed so many bands that didn't work. They were complete flops. Even his entire record company went complete bust, and on, but he had to pick himself up and fight for his dream and became one of the biggest faces in reality TV. Or uh-oh, that was my microphone battery. Okay, we're back in place. Or Jerry Seinfeld, think about him. He tried stand-up comedy in his 20s and literally froze on stage. Totally forgot his jokes. He had times when he was booed off the stage by the crowd and felt like such a failure, but he didn't stop. It compelled him to get better, and he just kept going. And he's one of the greatest comedians of all time. When you look at anybody that you admire for the success they've achieved, you also need to realize they had people speaking against their dreams too. They had moments of wanting to quit, feeling hopeless, but they endured. They fought for their dream to get to where they are. They use it as fuel to go harder. You know, I heard Ed Mlet make this statement about being successful, not giving up on your dreams. He said, it's like hitting a piñata. Piñata. You just keep swinging and swinging and swinging, and when you feel like you can't swing anymore, you do it again. And eventually, the reward appears. A piñata is created to be destroyed. Well, your mountains and obstacles that you're facing right now are meant to be destroyed. But here's the thing. Most people swing a few times, nothing budges, and they quit. Well, I read where 90% of all first-time businesses fail. 90% of all second-time businesses succeed. However, 80% never try a second time. They quit swinging after the first time and think it will never bust. Just give up. Others swing with all their might. It cracks a little, but they're so worn out, exhausted, putting so much into that huge swing. Nothing budges, and so they quit. It's like people starting a workout program. They buy all the new exercise clothes. They go to the gym 2 hours a day for a whole week, eat nothing but salads every day, and the scale doesn't change, so they quit. Then there's others who swing and swing and swing. Looks like nothing is happening, but they know that every swing is getting them closer to the dream. Hey, you could put that in the comments. Every swing is getting me closer to the dream. Finally, we don't know which swing it is, but something begins to crack, and the dream comes to pass. We get the reward, right? Well, Galatians says, don't grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you faint not. In other words, keep swinging and you'll get the prize. Thomas Edison said, most of life's failures are those who didn't realize how close they were to success when they gave up. You've heard that phrase that delay is not denial. Remember, God's timing is always right. So what seems like a delay is God arranging things in His perfect timing because He knows something you don't know. So if this speaks to you today, maybe you have a dream to be debt-free and it looks ridiculous in your situation. Or you have a dream to have a baby and you've already lost babies. Or to be married or have your own ministry. Don't give up no matter how challenging it looks right now and no matter what people around you are saying. Fight for your dream. Become your own cheerleader. Keep yourself encouraged. You know, the Bible says David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. So get this download of the 7 indicators you have a dream from God and refer to it every time discouragement comes, so you consistently keep your faith strong to go where God wants you to go. So just click the link in the description, get this free download, The 7 Indicators You Have a Dream from God, taken straight from my new book. Now, I want this week's video to encourage you that even when the odds are against you, when people aren't for you, when your closest family members and friends are saying you're crazy, you miss God, you're kidding yourself, just let that be an indication that it's part of the strengthening happening on the inside, getting you ready for success. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.
Get ready for transformation. Make plans now to attend the 2024 Next Conference with your host, terrisavellefoy, success coach to hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. With special guests, Bob Bodie, author of The Power of Who, and Phil Cook, renowned marketing and media expert. Something special happens when you take action to invest in yourself in an atmosphere of faith and expectation. And this is your opportunity to gain the knowledge, relationships, resources, and clarity to make those big goals a reality. Don't delay. Get your tickets now to the premier Christian Success Conference. It's 2 life-changing days of inspirational, practical, and biblical success teachings designed to take your life, ministry, or business to the next level. And it's all happening November 15th and 16th in Dallas, Texas. So head over to terry.com to get your tickets today.